Be real with you guys. I when I first started out, um, I started out with a bang. It was insane. I was so excited, and it gave me momentum to keep moving forward. But as a new business owner, you go into a business knowing that people come and go. That's just a part of life. Hey there, family. Gabrielle here, daughter of the Almighty, mom to two amazing kids, and a Yorkie named Luna. Also, I'm a fellow Christian business owner. If you're ready to say yes to financial clarity and exchange chaos for calm, you're in the right place. We're diving deep into strong faith, practical stewardship, and savvy bookkeeping. All right, family, grab your coffee and your notebook. Let's talk about God, business, and getting those books in order. Welcome back, family, to another episode of Guiding Grace Bookkeeping. So, today we're going to talk about a topic that I know is pretty heavy on a lot of people's heart, especially in our country. You see the headlines everywhere you go. You can't watch TV without an advertisement about it, or, you open up your news app, you can't, get away from it, honestly, with the chaos that's going on in the world. And let's talk about the government shutdown. Okay, so there's government shutdown, reports of large companies doing massive layoffs, and you start questioning your own stability. It's a very, very, very real financial fear. All right, so I wanted to talk about this with you guys today because I recently spoke with a friend who works for a large contractor that relies entirely on government funding. And she was like, Gabrielle, I can do everything right at my job, but if Congress shuts down, my paycheck stops. That is a powerful lesson. That is a very reality of a lot of people. Um, and a lot of people are losing their jobs. One thing that we thought was stable is now not stable. The real question is, what is the true definition of stability, right? So that's just something that dawned on me. You always have these realizations, but when you're talking to someone and they're talking to you and y- they bring you into their space, right? It the empathy, the empatheticness flows through you, and you just can't ignore it as much as you want to. You can't ignore it, right? So I want to bring a realization here is that external instability can hit you even if you're doing everything right. You can show up to work on time, never have a write up, acing your performance reviews, always on top of the world. Um, you never have any problems with, you know, work, and your job can be gone in the snap of a finger. And it's very real, and it's a very scary situation that is a lot of Americans' reality right now. So let's anchor ourselves into some truth this morning or afternoon, depending on when you're listening. This is where we anchor ourselves in the truth. God is still in control. Okay. So walk with me. I know sometimes when it starts sounding cliche, but God is not cliche, guys. It's just a reminder that He's still in control. God is not bound to the rules that we humans make on this earth that He created, right? Like He's not bound. He is the creator. So since we can't control the stock market or Congress, we must control the few things that we can, and that starts with our financial records. Guys, I'm gonna find a way to tie it up into the bookkeeping because, man, this is so important because you got to learn how to plan the resources, the management of your stewardship, management of the resources and the businesses. This is how you do it to get an idea. Like, how do you just jump into something without a plan? This is part of your planning. Okay. So when the government shuts down, you lose certainty about loan approvals. I know you guys see the SBA about small business loans are paused, contracts, and deadlines. So when people lose jobs, consumer spending slowdowns, right? You can't stop this from happening. This is just a ripple effect. The government, our country relies on each other. Essentially, that's what the government is. It's each other. We all indirectly, we all helping each other try to survive in this. And that's something that you're going to have to brace yourself, especially as a business owner. You're going to have to like brace yourself for this. Okay. So, how this ties into a discipline, because we've been talking about being disciplined, bookkeeping habits, is how it gives you some type of financial security. You have complete control over your bookkeeping. So there's some things you can't control, but there's some things you can control, right? So when the storm hits, you want to know with absolute clarity. Get your pen and paper. How much cash do I have right now? Okay. Remember what, wait. Actually, no, 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 no. What is the statement that tells you how much actual cash that you have? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, cash flow statement. So that's one. Which clients owe me money? Or your business money, that is your accounts receivables. Okay. How much tax money is separate? Your tax savings account. That those buckets, those accounts, right? And knowing these three numbers, which only clean bookkeeping provides, is what allows you to make calm, prayerful decisions rather than anxious, reactionary ones. You're not, because you're keeping up, you've been doing bookkeeping. I'm looking at everybody. I'm, pulling my little glasses down, looking over the rim. Okay. uh, you're able to get these reports that you either prepared for yourself or you have a bookkeeper to do it or an accountant, wherever you are in your business. And you're able to look at these numbers, right? Because guess what? You've been a responsible business owner tracking your expenses. Okay. So let's talk about, again, we've already been covering these, but I want to bring this to light just in case you don't go back and listen to this in order, however it pops up on your podcast list. I want to talk about these habits to help build financial buffers for your business. Okay. So there's three. What a surprise, right? Habit one, the what if analysis. Use your expense report to identify non essential spending that can be instantly cut. Hmm. What report gives you that? The expense report is also called the what? Do. It's called the profit and loss statement, aka also known as the income statement. Okay, you can see your categories where you're most spending, and see if there's anywhere you can cut software subscriptions that you don't use that you just got, because it's something about when you have a small business, you when you're trying to do everything right, you're grabbing all these subscriptions, all these memberships, and you don't even end up using them because you're not running your business on simplicity. You're running it on chaos. So definitely comb through those expenses, okay? Habit two, your goal is to have enough cash reserve to cover 6 weeks of essential operating expenses. Use your chart of accounts to find your average monthly required spending and start moving that amount into a dedicated buffer savings account. This is the financial piece that laughs at those job loss headlines. Like, I was responsible, I done what I had to do, and I'm trying to put something. That 6 weeks may not be, you know, a lot to some people, but it does give an extra little cushion because you never know what God will do for you the next day, in the very next minute, right? So your chart of accounts, especially with an accounting software like Xero, I love Xero so much. On your dashboard, you can set an account watch list where you can actually see that without digging into your chart of accounts. But if you have to go into your chart of accounts, you can look at a certain area, and that particular bucket, remember I call the chart of accounts buckets of accounting, will tell you how much money is in, or, expenses that you categorized into that particular budget. Excuse me, not budget, bucket. So that's so helpful where the chart of account comes into play when you're throwing everything into its buckets that it's supposed to go, and you're categorizing it, and it gives you an idea. All right. So, last habit, documenting potential disasters. So, who we all work with very different kinds of companies, right? So, if you have a client that is potentially a high risk client that may stop your services, make a note in your accounting software on them, or on a planner or something, so that you know that moving forward, you unfortunately cannot count and rely on that income. This is so important. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. I When I first started out, um, I started out with a bang. It was insane. I was so excited, and it gave me momentum to keep moving forward. But as a new business owner, you go into a business knowing that, people come and go. That's just a part of life. But I really heavily relied on the income I was getting from all the clients that I had to help run Guiding Grace Bookkeeping. And then two of those clients, maybe 2, 3 months later, couldn't afford. I should have made a mental note personally that these two clients could have been a high risk, and not really rely too heavily on that income, because relying on that income put me in a situation where I wasn't able to um, afford certain things with Guiding Grace Bookkeeping. And I did exactly what I'm telling you guys to do. I did it, and I learned that very, very early in my business. So I'm being 100% transparent. These are things that I have to as well do, right? It's nothing personal, it's business, but you have to be prepared. You have to plan, okay? So I want to it's not all, all inclusive. I can't get it out. All inclusive proof, fail proof, because, thing. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's something that's been on my mind. Definitely has been something that's been front facing a lot. So with these three habits, you're at least have a starting point, and you are equipped to face the season of economic instability. You cannot control the news, but you can control your records. Your diligent bookkeeping habits are your unshakable anchor that confirms God's provision, allowing you to walk in financial security, having faith in God, and being a good steward and doing diligent bookkeeping. Okay. And a lot of people don't see bookkeeping as a need, and that's fine. Hiring a bookkeeper, a lot of people don't see hiring a bookkeeper as a need. And like I said in the beginning of our series here, is bookkeeping needs to be done, whether you do it yourself, whether you hire someone, or whether you hire somebody else to do it. It needs to be done. You cannot run a successful business. You cannot plan for growth. You cannot stay in compliance with the IRS if you do not do bookkeeping for your business. Okay? Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that we have our email list live. It's going to be just weekly, no sales, no anything like that. It's just a weekly newsletter with an easy link to that week's podcast episodes. And the link is a bit.ly link. So it's bit.ly/G Grace Podcast. And also my free ebook download is also in the show notes, called Chaos to Cha-Ching. Y'all like that name? I thought it was pretty creative. It's literally my gift to you guys, and I thank you so much for your continuing support. It's a gift to say thank you. It's a step-by-step guidance you need right now to simplify your small business finances with your bookkeeping, okay? And you can find both of those links in the show notes. Until next time. As we close out today's episode of Guiding Grace Bookkeeping, I truly pray that something resonated with your heart and brought you closer to financial clarity and peace. If you felt that connection, or if a specific insight sparked something within you, please consider taking a moment to leave us a review and subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more individuals like you. And if you know someone yearning for more grace and wisdom in their finances, be a blessing and share this episode with them. Remember, walking by faith and managing with grace can transform your entire world. Until next time, stay blessed, keep shining, and let's keep those books looking beautiful.